My name's Kelly Finnegan. I'm the Director of Operations at the House of Mercy. We're standing in front of 285 Ormond Street, which will become the new home for the House of Mercy later this year. We were able to purchase this building through a generous anonymous donation. It was important for us to remain a part of the community that we've been a part of for 30 years. And this building allows us to do this. It's closer to downtown, it's closer to the population we serve and other service providers for the homeless. The current House of Mercy is in pretty poor condition. It's in a residential area with a lot of foot traffic. 285 Ormond Street is in a much more industrial neighborhood, less foot traffic, closer to downtown. And I think that was one of the reasons that it was unanimously passed by the City Planning Commission. Why don't we go inside and take a look? Welcome to the inside of the new House of Mercy. Where I'm standing now is going to be our new administrative offices. This space will allow us to more than quadruple our office space. It will allow us to have a conference room that we can use for meetings and for conferences. And it will also allow us to provide office space for collaborative agencies. So other providers in the community that are already providing financial, legal, housing, medical services are going to be able to provide their services directly on site for our folks. So where I'm standing now will be, in essence, in my mind, kind of the epicenter of the new House of Mercy. This will be our large dining room and industrial kitchen. This will be a place where all of the guests who are staying with us overnight, and then anyone who comes off the street is going to be able to come in and get a hot meal 3 times a day, 365 days a year. At the current House of Mercy, we have a kitchen, but we have no dining room. We have a few appliances that break down on a regular basis. We don't have nearly enough counter space or shelf space to store things. So 3 times a day, people line up outside the kitchen. They go in, they get their food, and then they scatter throughout the building. They may sit on a couch that they slept on last night, or they may sit on a random chair in a corner to eat their meal. This dining room will allow us to serve up to about 130 people at a time. We also see it as a spot where, again, we talk about these collaborative agencies. So someone will be, a social worker from another agency will be able to come in and have lunch with one of their clients and sit in this space and kind of work through the issues that they're having and trying to help them get the resources and the skills they need to move on to more permanent independent housing. So we're standing in what will become the dormitory of the new building, the new House of Mercy. It's a place for people to come who need the warmth and safety of a building, especially during a cold Rochester winter. This space will be divided between men, taking up about roughly 60% of the space, and then women taking up 40% in separate secured areas. We will eventually have 90 beds, some bunk beds, some single beds, for both men and women. We're going to add 2 large bathrooms, a men's and a women's bathroom. We talk a lot about this idea of defensive space. In essence, 4 walls around them. So they know that they're secure there. They know they're safe. And that it's not, they won't be at risk of being mugged. They won't be at risk of having things stolen from them or violence against them. So it's really of utmost importance for us as a community to provide that kind of service to people. It's really the most humane, compassionate thing we can do, is that anyone who needs it can get off the streets at any time and come to a safe place. And that's what the new House of Mercy is going to be. So when I think about the new House of Mercy, I think of basically 3 core parts of our mission and what we do. We have a new dormitory that will allow us to go from 19 beds to 90 beds, providing a warm, defensible space for folks that live on the street and they're able to come to every single night. We'll be able to expand our administrative offices allowing us to hire more staff to provide comprehensive support services, and also provide office space to collaborative agencies so they can provide their service directly on site to the people that need it the most. And then finally, the dining and kitchen meal serving space, which is, again, for me, is kind of the epicenter for what this building will be. Over 30 years ago, Sister Grace opened up the door at the House of Mercy over on Central Park. She served that night a handful of people. We now serve over 4,000 people a month at the House of Mercy. This new building will allow us to open those doors even farther, enabling more people to come off the street and get what they need to better themselves, to improve their lives. And it will enable us to keep the doors of the House of Mercy open for many years to come.